I'm Tim Purdom from Cedar River Tech, and I would like to share with you a new tool for music teachers, Unison.School. If you are a music teacher, chances are you struggle daily with planning, engaging students, assessments, grading, working with your colleagues and administrators, and of course, student behavior. Highly skilled and trained teachers are extremely important, and nowhere do they have more impact than in the elementary general music classroom, where they see every child in a school. Your job is incredibly important, laying the foundation for musical expression for the next generation of an entire society. In addition, music teachers and their creative classes often become a role model of human interaction with our ever more plugged in and disconnected children. Since a quality music class is student-centered and creative, technology is often seen as a distraction, providing entertainment rather than education and passive learning instead of hands-on activities. Unison.School is instead designed to help you find more time for creative, active music making with your students. By automating lesson planning and assessment tasks, we hope that these important components will become more routine and less invasive in your daily teaching. Let's begin. To get to Unison.School, simply type that into your web browser. On Windows and Mac, I suggest Chrome for the best experience. Unison.School also works on any portable device, including iPads, Chromebooks, and smartphones. There are many features to explore on Unison.School, even without registering or signing in. For example, we have our digital studio, featuring xylophones, piano, recorder, and staff notes. You can change instruments, change the labels, and even take bars off the xylophones and glockenspiels. We even have a recorder that will sit alongside the staff and show you the fingerings. Next, click on the Rhythm tab and select Builder. You can see that this is a drag and drop customizable rhythm builder, perfect for displaying rhythms in front of the class or letting them compose in groups. It has a playback feature and can be customized for more measures, different tempo, different meters. If it is not fitting on your screen, try making your windows smaller. Or if you're on mobile, try rotating your phone. It even has a place to add words. The rhythm assessment is a simple format where students read a pattern, tap the drum or the space bar, and then click check to have the computer tell them whether they performed correctly. Registered teachers and students can unlock more rhythm patterns, and teachers can even assign this as a graded test, which will then be saved back to their gradebook. We'll come back to that feature later. The Melody tab has a similar assessment tool. Students can use the on-screen xylophone or the keyboard number row to tap and play the melody shown. Teachers can assign patterns with different pitch sets and keys, and even turn on rhythms to test them both at the same time. Let's go ahead and register as a teacher. This is a free process, and it will unlock several new tools. Click the Register button. Your browser may ask you if it's okay to use your location. As you can see, by doing this, the site knows that I'm in Iowa, and it fills out the beginning of the form for me. Select Teacher in the first menu, then School District, and Building. If your district or building is not listed, you can add them with the plus button. Make sure you've set your state location first. Finish filling out the form and click Register. That's it. You are now registered and logged into Unison.School. Returning to the home page, we now see a different layout with quick buttons to teach your tasks. You may also still use the menu at the top of the page to navigate, and there's a Teacher tab there that has the same buttons. Before we set up a class, you should first visit the Manage page or click on the Account button and add your school address. This allows students to log in with the same location feature as you just used for registration and makes logging in much simpler for them. Now click on the Class button either from the home page or in the menu. In order to set up classes and use the calendar and gradebook features of Unison.School, we need to create a term. This can be a grading period, semester, or school year. Be aware that classes created in one term don't automatically cross over to the next, but you will be able to copy them. When creating a term, select the start and end dates. Then add days off for all holidays and professional development days. For example, I'm adding Thursday and Friday for Thanksgiving. When you create your class calendar, it will automatically skip over these days. Save the school term, and you'll return back to your class page. Now create a new class. The import feature is an advanced feature for importing a CSV file from another school database, and I will try to cover it in a future video. Give your class a name. I suggest the name of the homeroom teacher, a grade level, start time and end time, then click Setup Calendar. Notice this gives us options for a daily class, weekly, which means once, twice, or 3 times per week, and any sort of rotation. At the bottom, click on Pre-populate with numbered students. This will simply create a class with students already added and numbered. So each student will have their own student number. Give them a default password and click Submit. When you click Submit, it will take a minute for the calendar to lay out all the class activities. Now you should see your class listed with links to a seating chart, gradebook, and editing features. Click the caret next to the class name and you'll see all the students in the class. You can customize students with clearer usernames or even upload a picture by clicking on the character. You can delete and add students at any time. Let's take a look at the calendar. Click on the Teacher tab at the top and choose Calendar. Each class you add will show up on the appropriate days here. You can view by month, week, or day, and we will soon be adding a planner view, similar to a physical plan book. Click on a class event and you will see the details for that event. You can add notes to each class in one of 2 ways. In the lesson notes, you can write in formatted text anything that you want. In lesson steps, write down individual key steps in your lesson for the day. Notice the checkbox next to each step. When the class is finished, take a moment to come back to Unison.School and check off what you have accomplished, leaving unchecked anything that didn't get completed. You can also skip quickly to the next meeting of this class, or go back and see what you did the previous time. And it's possible to copy all the notes to other classes on the calendar. Classes can even be synced with Google Calendar, which makes them far more accessible even on a smartwatch. Next is the Gradebook. Create a new assignment for your class in the Add Assignment field and select a rubric from the provided list. Click Add, and you will see this assignment is now assigned to every student in the class. And when the student signs in, they can take the test. Notice that you can also enter scores by hand and even create your own rubrics instead of using the pre-made tests. By clicking on Edit Rubric, we can create our own rubric, which has a name, directions, performance levels, and assessments. You can fill in all these details and even select Video Rubric which will allow students to upload a video to demonstrate their knowledge. Let's see what this looks like from the student's perspective. If you are using a shared device, you can actually help students logging in by clicking on the Student Test Logins from your homepage. However, if each student is using a separate device or you can't monitor them, have them click Login and Student. This is where the location finder is so helpful, as it will automatically fill down to the school building. Students simply select their class name, their ID number, and enter their password. The student homepage is a list of assessments to take. They can still use the menu at the top to practice with any of the tools, but clicking Take Test will begin a 10-pattern assessment or pop up the video loader for video assessments. When a student is finished, their score or the word submitted will be listed, and they can't retake the test unless you delete their score or reassign it. Let's go back to the teacher gradebook and see that imported score. There it is. The last part of Unison.School that we haven't covered yet is the lesson planner. Unlike the calendar, the lesson planner is for larger unit lessons that may cover several periods, weeks, or even months. Notice that there are tabs for sharing lessons with various groups, and even some pre-shared lessons that I have provided for you. Creating a new lesson is easy and painless. Click New Lesson, add a title, a date, and select a grade. Select an element and create an objective for the lesson. You can add as many elements and objectives as you wish. Next, choose national or state standards. You can use both. You can use as many of each as you wish. For repertoire, you can type in text for a poem, insert an image of a score, or choose from my preloaded folk songs. We have over 100 folk songs in here. Select your media. Process is where the bulk of the lesson steps are written out. I suggest using a numbered list to organize your process. At the bottom, you can add a note on assessment and any other comments. Click Save. And let's see what a completed lesson plan looks like. These lesson plans can be printed straight from the browser, saved from the print menu, or synced to Google Drive, where they will also be saved as PDFs. Thanks for following me on this tour of Unison.School. If you find these tools valuable, please share it with your colleagues and consider signing up for a complete teacher subscription with unlimited classes, lesson plans, and assessments. If you have any questions, you can always reach me at tim@cedarrivertech.com. Best of luck and have a great school year.